Hey YouTube, this is Fix It with Biscuit. Today we're gonna form some kydex in our holster. I'm gonna be using the toaster oven here, and the way each one's different. You're gonna have to figure out when you buy one how fast it heats up for you. You're really gonna have to pay attention to your kydex because if you overheat it, it'll get real glossy. You don't want this side glossy like this side. If you do, you overheated it. You're really gonna. I can't tell you what your oven's gonna be or how it's gonna be. You're gonna have to experiment with it a little bit. You don't want to overheat the kydex, and they say. Some people say 300 degrees is where you want to form. Some people say 350. It's really one of those, depending on how quick you want to work with it, or, I should say how skilled you are. I would say for newcomers, try not to go with as much heat. You can, if you don't like the form or whatever, you can always try again. And that's the cool thing about kydex. So I'll form one, and then we'll talk about it some more. So I just take my oven, it's cold, and I just set it in there, close it, and I set my temperature at my oven to 300 and hit start. And I just sit here and wait for it to beep, pretty much. And sometimes I take it out before it beeps, but I really pay attention to the kydex in there. If it starts to curl up, it's getting too hot. The kydex will curl up a little bit when it first starts heating up, and then it'll come back down. And then, that's usually when I start paying attention to it. When it curls up and it drops back down a little bit, I know it's getting pretty much ready. And let's see. So we'll just sit here and give it a few minutes, because it doesn't really take that long with this oven. It takes a couple minutes. And if you want, you can always just pop it open. As you see, it's curling up right there, right now. And I usually wait until it starts going back down to really start paying attention to it. And the thicker the kydex, the more you're going to have to, the longer you're going to have to heat it. The thin stuff really doesn't take that long. As you see, it's dropping down now. It's not as high, and then it's bringing it back up. That's when you're getting there. You're getting heat into it. And you, like I said, you don't want to overheat your kydex. And I'm going to reposition this because we're just about ready to put it in the mold. And here's my mold. So go ahead and check the kydex. Can be in there a little bit longer. But yeah, this is the mold. We're going to be molding this CCP. In it. A lot of people heat their mold and stuff like that, or foam, and I usually do sometimes. It depends on, you want to line up your marks and everything. When you marked it, you just take it here and we took it out a little bit before. The tighter, the better. And we'll let that sit for 10 minutes and we'll be back. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's check it out. Look at what we got here. You know, we got a pretty decently, you know, it's molded pretty darn good, I would say. You know, looks like we didn't get the position of the gun just perfect. As you can see, it goes off to the side or whatever. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to show you how cool kydex really is. We're going to do it again. You know, I could make a holster out of this and make it, you know, but I want it to be pretty straight. And we're going to show you what kydex can do. So what we'll do is, you know, we'll throw it back in the oven and put the temperature back up and heat it up again. You know, and that's the really cool thing about kydex. You know, it's pretty forgiving. You can do this a few times. You know, it's not a one and you're done. You know, it's not like cutting it to where if you cut it wrong and you make a mistake there, that's pretty much one of the worst things you can do. And overheating it. You know, you don't want to overheat it. So we'll just put it in there and wait for her to heat up again. And I recommend you use a glove to get your kydex out with, or because I used to use tongs, and tongs leave indentations and stuff like that. And as you can see, the kydex is moving around in there and laying back flat. You can see that there, which is pretty cool. You know. And basically it went right back to what it was before we started. I mean, how cool is that? Second chance. And you know, you just want to check it. Okay, we're perfect. Sorry to leave you guys hanging over there, but kind of got to work a little fast. Alrighty. Put that back in the press. I guess we'll wait another 10 minutes and see if I did a better job this time. We'll be back in 10 more minutes, I guess. Alright, well, let's see how we did this second time. Oh, looks to be much better. Yeah, that's much better. See that? Pretty much the same all the way across. I mean, yeah. Not simple. See? I mean, like, We formed this twice. Yeah. And I'm glad I messed up the first time, actually, to show the properties of kydex. And I'm going to make a video on just what it looks like to overheat it, you know, and what cuts not to make, you know, because you really don't want real sharp cuts because it'll eventually break there. You want nice big bowing cuts, and I'll show you that in the next video. So I'm going to go ahead and mold the other side without the camera, and the next video will be rivet placement, our design, and getting ready to cut the kydex. So stay tuned for that.